Hello folks and good evening. Welcome to another video by the NIHAS, the Historical Society. Today we're going to be talking about the Ulster Home Guard and the Airsoft team itself. And we're going to show off a couple of the variations of uniform that we have today. On your far right you have Private Dylan Clark wearing DPM jacket, PU webbing, gas mask, dark forest green trousers and puttees with DMS boots. And I'm going to go into more detail as to what he's wearing and why. The unit that he runs through is more of a special weapons unit, meaning behind enemy lines, make a lot of trouble and cause disaster wherever he may roam along with his fellow unit. So he'll wear a DPM jacket which will have no badges or insignia apart from a sleeve rank, which can be seen here, denoting Lance Corporal, and even the cap badge he has on his Glengarry is that of General Service. So it means he doesn't give away any details of his particular unit whatsoever. So if there's any game of Milson that he has captured or has to identify himself, he just says rank, name, number, and that is it. And it keeps him clean and clear in case there's any capture scenarios. The trousers themselves are dark forest green, as can be seen. These are actually unique to ourselves. These are to represent the fact that we're a team from Northern Ireland and Ireland. So green is lucky colour, so hence the reason for wearing it. The puttees themselves are that of World War I and World War II era and style, probably more so World War I, and they're used basically because we are a historical team based from 1900 to 1945. So you'll see a variation of equipment throughout those decades and era, ranging through all the different uniforms that were by our different regiments. As I said before, the unit he is with is special weapons and it is solely classed as that. There's nothing else to it basically. On your left you can see Lance Corporal McMorris. He's wearing the standard battle uniform, which is of the Ulster Home Guard. Standard P-weight jacket used by the British in the First World War. Again, dark emerald green trousers, puttees, DMS boots and gas mask. Is also adorning a cap rather than a Glengarry peak cap, just for standard issue with the uniform at the time. And then on the reverse you can see he's got his small pack along with entrenching tool head, entrenching tool handle, so basically for digging or ablutions or trenches. You've also got your haversack, and the contents inside is able to keep him going for a couple of days with a 24-hour emergency ration pack. Not that there's much use for airsoft, however we do camping and bushcraft, so when we go up the moorings or on hikes or on long trails, it's very useful, especially the rain cape and a head over for keeping yourself warm. The gas mask pouch through airsoft, quite honestly, is useless having a gas mask in it. It's not practical. However, it is used to keep ammunition and magazines, so extra pellets, magazines, speed loaders and such with quick access means he's able to carry quite a large sum of rounds. 9 magazines of Thompson with about 10,000 averaging rounds of .2 or .25, along with speed loaders just inside the small chest pouch, means easy access, and whenever he's actually using his weapon he doesn't have to look down. Simply open the pouch, pull the magazine out, load, and away he goes. Any spent cartridges or pouches can be put straight into his haversack, which he keeps on his left, and that means does not mix up any ammunition or magazines that have been spent and putting them in and blank firing by mistake. As you can see on the side, the unit itself has different badges. McMorris is part of the 7th King Zone, T7 Kings, and part of the Ulster Home Guard, which is the branch of the army itself that we run, which is the Airsoft team. And then he's got his trade and divisional patches. You can see here he's got his Irish Flash, along with his proficiency, which is as a technician, and then obviously his NCO rank. Each unit will have its own series and adornment of badges denoting skills, abilities, and also proficiencies as well, which shows the expertise that individuals actually have, with many of them actually having lanyards, as can be seen, with different colours, which are for years of service, showing the expertise of veteran troops as opposed to newly enlisted folks. And lastly, myself, I am dressed in a kilted version of the uniform, which is used for expeditionary or summer occasions whenever it's actually warm, which is quite practical, surprising, especially given the airsoft and getting shot in vulnerable areas that are exposed skin. The uniform itself is very, very nice. Turn of the century, 1900 cutaway jacket, Scottish, which is standard with the kilt. You've got the dark forest green kilt matching the trousers, as it is the unit colours for the Ulster Home Guard. then adorned with a sporran, which is a nice handy wee piece, along with the 7th cap badge on it as well, denoting unit. From there, having standard P-weight equipment, which is the same as any of the battle uniforms, along with a gas mask pouch, which will house all my ammunition, any supplies, and generally anything I basically need quick access to. I have my haversack to put anything spent or anything that's not a primary necessity. Water canteen, and then onto the jacket itself, I have my rank, which is sergeant, going up to the cross flags. Cross flags in the army actually denote signaller. However, we reuse them as a signal for reconnaissance units. So you'll see many of the troops wearing them that work in small fire teams of 4, to denote basically they're there for reconnaissance purposes, reporting, scouting, and so on. And then Ulster Home Guard is on all the uniforms standard. On the right side, have rank again as an NCO. It's always doubled. And then you'll have the divisional flash, along with again Ulster Home Guard shoulder title, and the badges on top denoting which unit again. So you've got the Fusilier badge along with the T7 Kings for the 7th King Zone. And then lastly but not least, we have the pith helmet. Very, very lovely addition. This one is more colonial in nature. The one that would have been used by troops during the First and actually Second World War would have actually been a Wolseley pith helmet. This would have actually been used no later than, I would imagine, before and after the Boer War, 1902, until it was changed over, although the exact date may not be accurate on there. It is adorned with the divisional flash, along with a hackle, which is used by Irish regiments. Ourselves, being from Northern Ireland, have taken this to use on the pith helmets as a signature of where we're from, with quite a great sign of respect. That's basically us today, folks. Just want to give you an introduction to some of the uniforms, and want to thank you for taking the time to view our video. Please do follow us, subscribe, and thank you very much.